You saw it, right? My short film, Once and For All. If you haven't, go click it up here and watch it. Or here, I forget which side, I think it's this one. Go click it and watch it, but this is the behind the scenes of how we made it. Now, to be able to make this film, I needed some costumes, I needed hats, I needed a prop gun, and I needed, of course, the Western look. Now, I actually owned the coat that I wore in the film, and Yo, who stars as David, owned his outfits, so outfits were taken care of. We just worked with what we had. Now, Yo luckily had a cowboy hat, but I didn't. So I actually went to Walmart and picked up 2 cowboy hats just because I wasn't sure which one would end up fitting my character the best. I ended up going with the black one. And then a prop gun. I ended up buying a $15 cap gun that we just passed back and forth during the actual filming because I didn't have enough money to spend $30 on prop guns for one specific project. So working on a very tight budget, trying to stay as cost effective as possible, we went with one prop gun. Now, to shoot the film on a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K and a $35 lens. Now, I was going to shoot it on Rokinon Cine lenses, but I ended up going with this $35 choice because I thought it had a lot of characteristic, and I really liked how the edges of the frame, this part, looked really fuzzy and out of focus and just really gave the lens an interesting look. And I think it looks really great, the whole look of this lens. I think it just lends itself so well to the cowboy aesthetic. Now, once we got to set, it was a lot of fun. It was freezing in December when we shot this film, so we, of course, needed to brave the weather, but luckily I was happy because my coat kept me warm. We shot a bunch of scenes. Now, for this film, I shot 8 stops of ND on the lens at the first location, the meeting point, and then I went down to 4 stops of ND for the resolution of the film. Now, I wanted so much ND on this because I felt like this lens really looked the best when it was wide open. The more you closed the lens down, just the iffier it looked. So I ended up going with a lot of ND, and also because the place I was filming at was really bright, so I needed ND, and I really wanted a lot of that spirally bokeh. And the second area, I went down to 4 stops because it was just a little darker in that area, so I needed 4 stops to compensate for that darker area. Now, the filming went pretty well. We shot with a script, and we stuck pretty much to that script, changing up a few lines just to add a little bit more of a feel in the film overall. Once I got into my editing suite, I edited and colored all in DaVinci Resolve, and that was a lovely experience. I love coloring in Resolve, and I think I ended up making a pretty decent grade for the film. I definitely need to work on my color grading, but I think I got it to a pretty good spot for this film. There was only one little VFX area, and that was when I was firing the gun, so I just needed to slap in 3 gun muzzle flashes. And the last area in this film was sound. Now, I could have done a little bit better on the sound, so the one sound I wish I could have gotten was when Yo runs into the tree. I should have had some tree branches moving, something just to add a little bit more characteristic in that shot. It feels a little hollow. But besides that, I recorded all my sounds on a Blue Snowball microphone for the Foley, and the footsteps I recorded on location with my iPhone XR. Then I layered those all up again in DaVinci Resolve, balanced it, mastered my audio, and I was rendering out this film. Music I got free from the YouTube audio library. There's a lot of great stuff. You gotta filter through a bunch of bad stuff to find the good stuff, but when you find the good stuff, it's pretty good. So that's how I made this film. It was a short but a blast to make. I had so much fun making it, and I'm really glad to be able to bring it to all of you.